with their hunting rifles and makeshift weapons, but with the armed convoy inside their territory tonight, politicians call for more help from Europe.
Rugby League's grand finalists met for the traditional pre-match breakfast this morning. The Penrith Panthers and the Canberra Raiders meet on Sunday in a rematch of last year's decider. Footy Tab has officially rated Canberra the underdogs. And we'll have full details in National 9 News tonight at 6. Stay tuned now for the Midday Show.
This program, proudly sponsored by Ingham Chicken. Love them.
Welcome to Midday Australia and your special guest host, Doug Mulray.
Such a hurry. Hello and welcome to the Midday Show with Ray Martin / Doug Mulray, as opposed to the Midday Show with Ray Martin / Ken Sutcliffe or / Richard Carlton. Now there's an idea. / Don Burke, your other guest host this week. With me doing Monday and Friday and those three in the middle, I feel like the slices of bread in a big ego sandwich. Well, we've had a huge response to Monday's show with thousands of calls and letters coming in, but Channel 9's decided to let me back on anyway. Today I'll be talking to Leslie Nielsen, who's an American with a sense of humour. Which should make a lovely change from Hall & Oates. Ooh, they were a bit offended by my Negro joke, I'm afraid. If I'd known they were so sensitive, I would have done the one about the half Negro, half Japanese. Did you hear about the half Negro, half Japanese? Every December 7th, he attacked Pearl Bailey. We got two ethnic groups for the price of one. I'll just check and see if I'm still on. Am I still on? Good. We've got the world's best thrash grass band. In fact, the world's only thrash grass band. Nobody else has bothered. The Far Gone Beauties, a discovery of mine. They're here to play for us. Big round of applause for the Far Gone. We'll fling ourselves into footy fever with Paul Vaughton and Dermot Brereton with a pair of unfortunate nicknames, really. I mean, Fatty's vaguely insulting, but Dermy, imagine being nicknamed for a skin disease. I think that's right. As you know, Friday's the day we hear from the Midday Show band. I'll be joining Jeff and the boys today. They asked me to do a solo. They've heard about my legendary organ technique. But no organ for me today. In fact, my instrument case, I have it here. And we'll be demonstrating an instrument you don't often hear on television these days. The duck call. And also I'll be using the coon call. No, that's what they call it. It's from Lynchburg, Tennessee. It was sent to me by the makers of Jack Daniels, fine Tennessee Sup-N Whiskey. And they call raccoons coons over there, which must lead to a lot of ugly debate if they have the same problems I had on Monday. And we're presenting a forum, a major forum today. Do blondes have more fun, or are they just dumb bimbos? Obviously, that's going to be interesting. Do blondes have more fun, or are they just dumb bimbos? That's the question we'll be asking. if they don't have too much trouble understanding it. But first, Friday's the day when Ross and Mike exploit the studio audience and hassle them to tell us a few jokes. Mike, Ross, I've got news for you, boys.
Yes, what's that?
We're not going to do it.
Fine.
No. I know you've gone out amongst the audience, you've organised a couple of jokes. They're probably almost as funny as the elbow-scratching one that we had a couple of weeks ago. I know that the national audience will be very disappointed that I'm pulling this little number on you, but I frankly feel if an audience travels from all parts to do the audience thing, they should do the audience thing, not the performance thing. You guys are paid by the National 9 Network to be amusing. So we're going to get you to do the jokes, OK? Now, if you've organised people, and I apologise, there's a lady there who's obviously very disappointed. Yes. We're going to give you prizes anyway. Can I have my Triple M stuff? It's a great chance to flog the radio station, really. Can we distribute these? We've got Triple M T-shirts and Triple M hats, tasteful little items that should get me all sorts of bonuses from Hoyts for exposure on the national TV.
I hope I don't get into trouble for this, Doug.
This is for the joke providers, OK? OK. You can distribute those. We've got T-shirts. We've got the Triple M condoms.
Well, Mike won't be needing those, I'll take those. Cut it out.
Now, because it's putting you on the spot, because I figured that I'm asking you to do jokes, it's not rehearsed, and you guys only know jokes with, you know, the F word in them, we might actually give you a bit of a head start.
Yeah. Right.
By providing a source for these jokes. Everybody knows how fabulously funny the jokes in bonbons are, don't they?
Yes.
Okay, so we're all going to tell a joke.
Okay.
From out of the bonbon.
Fantastic.
And then we're going to do the audience applause thing the way we always do.
Okay.
And then I'm going to win.
Great. Sounds good.
So you're up first. Oh, you win. Oh, you better put the little hat on too,
yes,
I think.
the little hat.
Put the little hat. And the joke should be in there, shouldn't it? It's wrapped up as a rule.
Yes. Oh, I've got my own little...
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Got a little bong, a pipe there, pipe. You got the funny hat?
Oh, there's about 10 of them.
Well, I would just do one, I think. The very first, from the top.
Okay. I have 5 noses, 6 mouths, and 7 ears. What am I?
I don't know, Ross. What are you?
Quite ugly. Not bad, actually, not bad. One of the best I've ever heard out of these things, actually.
See, it was my clever idea to really embarrass these guys, and we got the first bonbon joke that was actually worth doing. Okay, Mike, here we go. Oh, I win this time. You get the hat.
Okay.
And the joke.
Where's the joke? There's no joke in it.
What has 140 legs, an IQ of 10, and bladder problems?
I'm scared to ask what.
The front row at a Wham concert. Oh, that can be my joke, okay? Thank you.
Now, this is a doctor, and the doctor says, Mr. Beasley, that pain in your leg is simply due to old age. Mr. Beasley, well, my other leg is just as old, and that doesn't hurt.
Yeah!
Well, yeah, come on.
Thank you. Just take those out and burn them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think I've done my joke.
Well, who gets surprised then?
And I think I'm definitely the winner, am I not?
Yeah, Doug's the winner.
By popular acclaim.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's very kind
Do you
of
want to see what you've won?
May I?
Yeah, sure. You've won this.
Thanks, Mike. Our runners-up today have won from Sony Music a selection of great sounds and hits. Well, that's not all. From Darryl Lee, a feast of beautiful chocks. Oh, could I have another one? Over to you, Michael.
Thanks, Pimples. Our first prize winner today will see the forest for the trees with this Fabo Sherwood Prestige 11 high-fidelity sound system. It will be music to your ears with 35 watts per channel, compact disc player, 2-way speaker system, turntable and double cassette deck. You can listen to all your favourite sounds courtesy of our great mates Brashes and Sherwood.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I'm really thrilled about that, and I'm sure the ladies will be very happy with their T-shirts. Okay, this is a very special moment for me. I'm looking forward to this. Once regarded as the great what's-his-name, this next guy, this next deadpan bloke, roared through the box office. He's a silver top, completely ignorant of the advantages of Grecian 2000, He's cracked us up with greats like Flying High and Naked Gun. He's in Australia promoting his latest film, Naked Gun 2.5. He's agreed to this exclusive interview. Please welcome perhaps the sexiest 65-year-old alive, Leslie Nielsen.
Sit down, son. Oh, you just had to do it, didn't you? You know, I thought I was pretty amusing with that, and you had to come out and top me. I mean, still, you're the celebrity guest. Why not?
I saw how you came on there, Doug. I couldn't resist it.
Yes.
I mean, you did say you appreciated bathroom humor.
Bathroom humor. Actually, you know, this was going to be my first question to you because we do have a lot in common. You started your career as a disc jockey, I believe.
I did, yeah, in Canada, in Calgary.
Beautiful voice, that's quite obvious.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
We have that in common. We're also powerful and sexually attractive men. And we're both anally fixated, really, aren't we?
Not me.
It's a very old-fashioned concept, fart jokes. It is.
Yeah, well, it did begin quite a while ago. I'm not sure of that. Don't take my word.
No. I don't know that there's ever been a thesis written on it, but I'm quite sure it goes back quite a long way.
Is that a play on words?
Yes.
I see.
Or a pun, as we call them.
Very good.
Thank you. Now, I called you an American in my introduction. I hope that didn't offend you. I was using the term American, Canada, USA.
It's perfectly all right.
Because I know that a lot of Canadians are very sensitive about that.
I know I'm very insensitive myself.
Are you? You feel no pain?
Yeah, I don't feel any pain, and I have a great admiration for America, too. Yeah. But I love Canada. It's my home, yeah.
Yeah. So you still feel that way? It's not like after all this Hollywood thing that you have become absorbed into the United States?
I don't think you can become absorbed. You know, where you're brought up, that's where you're from. And I'm from the north. I'm from way up close to the... Excuse me. Close to the Arctic Circle.
I think it might be very interesting. It might be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it could.
What people in the north of Canada eat. I mean, what sort of... Because people might like to avoid it.
It's not... Well, there is that to it, but it's not a matter of eating because, you know, you have... in those days, particularly, you didn't have radio or TV or anything like that, so you had to find things to amuse you. And watching snow, you know, was a very favorite pastime that we had up there. And then there was only one other that I can recall.
Yes.
Things that...
Things that go in the night. Yes.
You have really expressed it quite aptly.
In fact,
because that's what happened.
During that other pastime that you're talking about, the one that people tend to do in the comfort and privacy of their own home.
Yeah.
This unfortunate problem of yours must be a bit distracting.
You mean when it's in public?
No, I mean in the comfort and privacy of your own home when you're doing that other thing you do when the snow falls. Indoor sports. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Oh,
I
see. More. Yeah, right. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I was told you had a hearing disability, and I noticed that I'm not being insensitive. I say I'm not being insensitive.
What's that?
When I mentioned the hearing aid, this was a legacy of World War II, I'm told.
Well, that's what they said in the paper. It was the Enquirer, you know, and the Enquirer will really print pretty well whatever they want to.
It's amazing I didn't say it was done by an alien.
What? This one? I didn't. No, but it had nothing to do. I can hear fairly well, and you know, I was in World War II, but I had to re-muster out of pilot training into air gunner, and then I was discharged because I'm very close to the end of the war, and so I did not, you know, get my loss of hearing from becoming a war hero. Right. But that was what it was. I should have left that alone.
Yeah, beautiful story.
War hero, you know.
I was seeing pictures of you there, you know, with the Iwo Jima group putting the flag up. I'm sorry to hear that it didn't happen like that.
No, it's just a plain ordinary Joe.
Simple deterioration, really.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
What?
You know, because back in my neighborhood, we were very poor. We didn't use technical gizmos like this. We just used to put a little button on a string in,
and then you'd tuck the string into your top pocket. And it didn't help you hear any better, but people would immediately start shouting. I'm sorry, you were supposed to do the jokes.
Yeah, no, that was very good. I remember a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who is now gone, Lorne Green. And Lorne had a very tough hearing. And so I'd go to his, you know, he'd have parties and so on, and I'd show up, and I would follow Lorne all around because, you know, it was quite obvious that Lorne couldn't hear too well, so people would shout at him.
Yeah.
So I had a great time. I heard everything. Get behind him and follow. Yeah.
It would have been a terrible interview subject, somebody who didn't hear what you were saying.
It's tough. You know, it's strange to say, a lot of people start to, they get upset with you or angry with you if you don't hear too well, and they become mean, some. And the other thing, too, is if you love words and you love wit and playing on words, you know, you really kill it if you say, what did you say? It's over. You can't do it.
You just
can't
do
have
that
the
tag
exchange.
for me again, please. Now, you're out here promoting the Naked Gun 2.5.
Well, I'm really out here for the Pepsi-Cola Celebrity Challenge, or a celebration that is going on these next 5 days or so.
Yeah.
And since Naked Gun has opened here, so I'm delighted to promote it, too, because it's my first love, you know.
You're very proud of the film?
Oh, I love it.
Let's see
it's
why.
time for fun and laughs, you know.
Let's see why. We've got a clip, and we're going to run a little bit of it now for the benefit of the unwashed.
I don't recall seeing your name on the guest list.
Nothing to be embarrassed about. I sometimes go by my maiden name. A nice party, Habsburg. See a lot of familiar facelifts.
Do you gamble, Lieutenant?
Every time I order out.
Que sera, sera. You do speak French, don't you?
Unfortunately, no. But I do kiss that way.
That, of course, is Lieutenant Frank Drebin.
It's Sergeant Drebin, Detective Lieutenant of the Police Squad.
Oh, I see.
That's how it was defined in Police Squad. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It was on the other night. Last night.
Yeah.
On TV.
The character is actually born into a TV series, really. I mean, I'm told that the idea...
The series is called Police Squad, and we wanted to call Naked Gun Police Squad, but Police Academy was out and had been out, so we thought there'd be confusion. Police Academy was done by Pat Proft and Neil Israel, and Pat Proft is one of the writers of Naked Gun.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah. Now, the Zucker brothers, how do you pronounce that?
Zucker, I say Zucker.
So you say Zucker, I say
Zucker. You say Zucker.
Let's go. I saw a very funny version of that once. I think it was an English series, a Python thing, where the guy came in to do his rehearsal and they gave him that song to sing and he didn't understand the song. He'd never heard it before, and the pianist plays and he sings, you say tomato and I say tomato. You say potato, I say potato. We'll take a break. Will you stay with us?
Oh, you bet.
Leslie Nielsen back after the break, ladies.
You walk out of my life. No explanation.
Didn't you get the letters I sent you?
Every one of them. Didn't open them. Tore them up, threw them in the fire.
Then you didn't get the check for $75,000 that your uncle left you in his will?
Why are you here?
I remembered something about the crime. As I was looking out the window, I saw a red van parked across the street.
Red van. Oh, thank you. That'll be very helpful. So you said your piece. You can go now, right?
That's not my only reason for being here. Frank, I want us to be friends.
Sure, friends. But if I dusted you for Prince right now, there'd be a lover boy, Quentin Habsburg's.
Oh, you...
Well, I see a certain kitten still knows how to scratch.
Chicken gets you hopping, just be sure you reach for
Light up Australia, the professionals, with our huge range of exclusive low-voltage halogens to all-purpose fluorescents, imported bohemian crystal chandeliers, a wide variety of exteriors, and beautiful designer lighting. See our low-voltage downlight kit complete with transformer, only $29, or the Power Saver with tube, a crazy $9 each. And Philips Energy Savers, SL's $19, PLC's $27. Only at Light Up Canterbury, where we won't be beaten. Open 7 days.
I love New York. And one of the best reasons for coming here is the Guggenheim Museum. It's home to absolute masterpieces by Cézanne, Matisse, Picasso, Dali. Anyway, I've never seen the Guggenheim looking better. It's closed, which is great news for us in Australia. We've got the paintings.
Dear Sarah Lee, how about something really spectacular, like a low-calorie dessert? Imagine cheesecake with real fruit and real cream for half the calories, or a chocolate dessert made with real chocolate for less than 200 calories. And while you're at it, reduce the fat and make it low cholesterol. Perfect.
Sarah Lee Lights, all the taste for half the calories.
Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Kitchens, Nobby Kitchens Factory Direct sale is on now.
That's right, John. This Nobby kitchen only $2,300. High quality rolled edge kitchens for around $3,700. $3,700 from the Factory Direct. All Nobby kitchens come with a 5-year written warranty. Oven baked solid timber kitchens from only $5,400. Nobby, Australia's largest kitchen manufacturer. Nobby Kitchens, 5343144. Nobby, you'd be nuts to miss it.
Steve Arrowsmith, breeder of champion Great Danes, talks about Pal.
For my dogs, it's a really substantial meal. You have the nourishment of meat, a good vitamin and mineral balance, and added marrowbone. You couldn't ask for more than that in a dog food. Open a can of Pal and there's just more chunks than ever before. The dogs really go for it. They love the stuff, they really do. I don't care where you go, you won't find a better dog food.
Top breeders recommend Pal.
Jane, are you all right? I was so worried about you.
I'm really okay. I'm glad you're here. Oh, I'm sorry. Frank, this is Quentin Habsburg of Hexagon Oil Company.
Pleased to meet you, Mr.
Drebin. Frank Drebin, I believe I've used some of your restroom.
I'm sure you have.
Are you in some way connected with the Institute?
Well, not officially, but as a matter of fact, Jane and I have been seeing quite a lot of each other lately. How's my little hellcat?
Well, that's great. I've been dating, too. Nice girl, an author. She wrote the book on male sexual dysfunction. You've probably read it.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, it's all right. I'm sure that we can handle this situation maturely, just like the responsible adults that we are. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants?
I can see why you got the gig.
Oh yeah? Really?
Typecast.
Yeah, oh, I see. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, that was my favorite line in the picture.
I thought it might be.
Yes, yeah. But when you say, well, I think we can handle this just like the responsible adults we are. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants? And that's really David Zucker. You know, when I read the line, I said, I could just see David. I could hear it coming out of his mouth. He wrote the line.
I beg your pardon?
This is a tough show, I tell you.
That's not where it was coming out of. So I imagine you and Zucker hang around each other's places doing fart noises all the time. Is that
well, we've taken a run at it, if you'll forgive the expression.
Now, there's an image to conjure with. Now, I can't see what this thing is, and I'm not going to ask you to reveal your secret. It wouldn't be fair.
That's all right. This is it right here. This was given to me by a senior golf pro in Oklahoma City, and actually, I've been using it to try to strengthen my wrist. I had a very bad accident. And you exercise, and I'm going to patent it, but there's just a few things that have to get ironed out in here. But it'll be very good, very healthy, you know. And it gets you out of a lot of tough situations, too. Aside from the fact that you have to leave many times. I live a lonely life, you know. in my profession as an actor, I do one-man shows.
Yeah.
They can't get casts who will work for me.
I can imagine that. Have you ever done this like in a serious scene? I mean, just for a breakup, maybe in a movie. You know, when you're going to run a lot of film and get a lot of takes. Have you ever done a thing where there's a serious vibe and you'll just introduce that at a romantic moment?
I remember working with Barbara Rush, and she's sort of falling out of our plot. We're in a conspiracy, and I have deceived her, and she thinks I love her, and she's in love with me, and I give her a pep talk, and she's left at this desk doing some work in this elaborate, home, a mansion. And I went to the door, and the camera's on her, and I closed. I said, now you just, you'll be fine. And as I'm closing the door, I go, like this. Well, that was the end of Barbara.
Have any of these appeared on foul-ups, bloops?
There would be in bloopers, sure.
Yeah,
There'd be a lot of
some of your moments been in foul-ups, bloops and blunders?
There must be many.
Just that I can't watch those shows. I get so tired of seeing Dick Clark talking over the other guy's shoulder, that
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, you see people and they're looking and they're talking like this, and I see, and so you told me about the belt with the buckle. Yes, I see. And then
thanks for coming on, Leslie. It's been great. It's a bit difficult to swallow, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you really, I don't think audiences are fooled. I think that they can see that people are not really looking straight into their eyes, and there's no real contact. And I don't know. Are you fooled by that? You can tell me I'm a doctor.
But don't get too intimate with him. I saw he had stirrups out the back. Now, Leslie, before you go, I mean...
I'm leaving, am I?
Yes, you are. You're out.
The story of my life.
You think I'm leaving a guy as funny as you on for any more time than you've allocated, all right? You've got another thing coming. You work with Priscilla Presley. I mean, she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
I have to ask you, does she know where Elvis is?
I've never asked, but I have very strong suspicions that he's up in Portland, Oregon, and is a comparison shopper.
It's interesting you should say that, because I have a theory that he's working as a checkout girl at Coles in Double Bay.
Could be.
Amazing that our two vibes should be retail-oriented. It's spooky, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Mate, thank you for coming on. I really
delighted.
totally appreciate you doing it while I was doing the show and while Ray was away. It's a bit of a coup for me. It's been a great pleasure.
It was my pleasure. Say hello to Ray, and I really enjoyed you're wonderful. It's such a pleasure to be here in your beautiful country.
Hey!
I got to say one thing. Can I say one thing?
One more thing.
I just want to say one thing. I've traveled a good deal, and there are many countries that are beautiful, and of course Australia is beautiful. But I've always looked forward to coming back here, and you never look forward to coming back to any place where you haven't had a really good time with the people, because the people make the country, and so thank you.
Now see what you made me do. Reverend Dr. Doug stepping into the confessional box to purge his soul of something quite disturbing this week. This may shock many of my listeners, but to me, my children, music is only punctuation.
Careful.
In the always hilarious and often informative banter in my shows. But when Terry Murray, from my band, Aunties Who Slip in the Tongue, blah, 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 it's the name of my band, it's the name of my band. When he came to me with the tape of the Far Gone Beauties, say it several times quickly and you'll see where the humour lies. I couldn't wait to whack it on the airwaves. From there, they got a record deal and their debut album, which is naturally dedicated to me. It's charting all around the country. Please welcome a group who can tart up any old song at all, the Far Gone Beauties, as they perform remarkably the Old Trog's Wild theme.
think I love you, but I wanna know for sure. Oh, wild thing now, hold me tight. Yeah, yeah, will I love you? Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing.
Well, wild thing, I think I love you.
I wanna know for sure.
Hello, darling. How about a ride in my motor? What's this button here for? What's this button here for?
Wild thing, you make my heart sing.
My old man, the best.
You make everything groovy. Wild thing. I wanna know for sure.
Oh, baby, squeeze me right here on the floor of the Midday Show.
Tonight, the legend will rise again on Channel 9. Shaka Zulu, the true story of a mighty warrior who united the scattered tribes of Africa, creating a force so powerful it sent shockwaves to the very heart of the British Empire. The superb cast features Edward Fox, Robert Powell, and Henry Seeley as Shaka. The savagery, tenderness, and beauty of Africa come together over two magnificent nights when Channel 9 presents Shaka Zulu, commencing 8:30 tonight.
Here's what people have to say about some of the delicious low-calorie varieties of Slimmer soup. There's chicken with wholemeal crouton Slim soup and tangy tomato and herb Slim soup. New creamy garden broccoli Slim soup. And there's less than 46 tiny calories in every delicious mug of Slim soup.
Nobody makes soup in a cup like Continental Slim soup.
This is Steve Monaghetti, marathon champion. He runs 200 kilometers a week, or 10,000 kilometers a year. In the process, he wears out 7 pairs of shoes and ultimately himself. But there is one thing he's never worn out: his Performance Plus carpet. The first carpet with a proven guarantee to keep its good looks for longer, or we'll replace it. Performance Plus from Minster and Redbook. The only carpets guaranteed to go the distance.
Who has the best lineup of Little Tykes educational and play toys at prices to make even Dad smile?
Harvey Norman, you got it.
The Little Tyke range of creative new infant toys will give your children hours of fun, and there's no sharp edges to hurt them. We all want our children to have a good start in life. What better way to do this than with something from the Little Tyke range? Toys for fun, toys to stimulate, toys to teach. Lay-by now for Christmas. Come in and see the Little Tykes range on display and sale right now.
Harvey Norman, you got it.
American Express cards welcome.
Tastes so good to me. Can't believe it's skin-free.
Unusual.
That's different.
It's spicy.
Tastes so good to me. Can't believe it's skin-free.
Hey, no skin.
This is huge.
Tastes so good to me. Can't believe it's skin-free.
And it's grilled.
I like it. It's spicy.
Who would have thought that? Look, no skin.
Tastes so good to me. It's red, right now.
Spicy skin-free chicken. New from Red Rooster.
Dirty shirt. Clean shirt. Omo clean shirt. Dirty tea towel. Clean tea towel. Omo clean tea towel. Whiter whites and brighter colors. New Omo with active oxygen.
Now something to knock your hat off. The Weller Balsam London Escapade. Win great prizes. 2 trips for 2 people to London with an Elizabeth Arden makeover and accommodation. Look for entry forms.
Please welcome back the Far Gone Beauties, my very good friends, Terry Murray, John Spence and James Gillard. Boys. Look at that.
Hello, Doug.
All that musical talent and hams to boot.
Yes.
Watch the hands. Watch the hands of the hams, ladies and gentlemen, because without their musical instruments, they're totally lost. It's like the Jack Benny thing where he used to come on with the violin, isn't it? Now, there are just some things I would ask you not to do with your hands because it is the midday show. A lot of kiddies at home with mum watching, and we know about you musical people.
Hi, Mum.
And your personal
How are
habits. What a bunch of dropouts. I mean...
We get paid for this, can you believe it?
When I got the tape, the original tape, because there was no album and you guys couldn't get much assistance from a recording company, I went on the air and beseeched the sensible musical purveyors to hook you guys up and wire you into the system. Probably wire you into the system is a poor choice of phrase, given the other unfortunate propensity of rock and roll musicians. The word wire will never appear again in this interview, I promise you that now, ladies and gentlemen. I played it because it was just musically brilliant. You guys are so competent. That's pretty rare in rock and roll today, isn't it?
It is.
Doug, will you manage us? That's very good.
Yeah.
For a cool 30%?
30% of not now.
30% sounds like a lot, but Harry M. Miller's been a big influence on it. He said that to me once when he offered to manage me, old Harry M. He said he wanted to manage me. I said, but you take 20%. He said, 30%.
Must be good.
30%. He said, 30% of... 70% of $1 million is a lot better than 100% of nothing. Except he said it with such practiced ease, I figured that it wasn't particularly relevant and certainly wasn't winning me. But I'm boring you, gentlemen. I'm boring you.
You're very good at this.
I've got a million little anecdotes. But why don't we just take the boys out of the studio and I'll tell you the story of my life. The Far Gone Beauties, after all our exhortations, got this album out, and it's a big success for you.
Yeah, it's going really well, yeah. It's
You getting some airplay?
Yeah, a lot of airplay, and we've just done a little video clip, so we're sort of...
A video clip? That could be ugly. That could be the ugliest video since Mum, Sis and Spot.
Yes.
Since Barnyard Buddies. I think that the thing...
What do you do with these things?
I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Do this.
Do this.
That one.
Leslie Nielsen did that, didn't he?
You can do this.
That's dangerous.
And if you do it long enough, they go numb. And then you can do the other thing I asked you not to do, and it feels like somebody else.
I'm not touching that.
No, we'll stay out of there.
See, the big problem you guys had, I think, getting it... Oh, God, I'm stuck. Could somebody... Hey! The big problem you had was not your musicianship, you're sensational musicians. It's just that you're so funny looking, I think.
Well, so kind.
I mean, these days, so much of rock and roll is marketing, isn't it?
It is.
And can anybody in the audience imagine anyone buying a Terry Murray doll?
Yes.
Do you realise, another thing I should tell you, another secret I should tell the audience, that Terry has a completely undetectable hairpiece.
It's good, isn't it?
It's not actually his own, he borrowed it from Angry Anderson. So you've got a video coming out. Is it a elaborate video? Are we talking big dollars, boys?
We're talking typical garage production stuff here.
Right.
In keeping with the album, we had to do this to be real to ourselves. We're not big budget band.
You call this bastardised version of bluegrass, I mean, where you take rock and roll tunes and play them inappropriately. You call it thrashgrass. Who came up with the concept?
I think this is James's idea originally.
This is James.
This is James.
James?
And, James actually thought of the name of the band too, which is, you know, this comes from a warped mind.
Far Gone Beauties. Far Gone Beauties, Far Gone... I'm not going any faster than that. I'm not. No. I'm in enough trouble as it is. So you've got a video coming up for Wild Thing or for a second
For Wild
single?
Thing. Wild Thing has been out now for a long while. As you know, you were the first radio station to start playing it way back in February this year. The album finally came out.
It's all your fault.
It is.
Triple M, ladies and gentlemen. Triple M, FM 105.
But
104.9, manic but meaningful megahertz. There every morning, 6 to 9, your old Uncle Doug. I thought I'd get a plug here.
You've got to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're stretching out Wild Thing as long as we can, Doug.
And will there be a second single?
I dare say there will. There's a few we've got. We're not too sure. Well, we haven't made a decision, have we?
We haven't seen each other all that much, really.
No, we don't see each other. We actually don't like each other.
The Fab 3. Well, when you do decide, when you get over the wrangling and you decide, let me know and we'll play that one for you too.
Yep,
We shall.
great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Far Gone Beauties.
Crumbed and prepared to perfection with the taste that's right. Whatever your selection, it's Ingham chicken satisfaction. You'll love them all. Delicious Ingham nuggets and tasty bitty drums. A snack for the gang, a flavor for the brand. You'll love them all when you're supermarket shopping and the chicken gets you hopping. Just be sure you reach for Ingham. They're delicious, they're nutritious, and they really save the day. Ingham, you'll love them all. Love them.
How to make a garden party. First, Super Lawn to liven up the lawn. Super Green to liven up the colour. Then Super Grow to liven up the plants. And make sure everyone has enough to drink. The new Super range from Garden King. It's just what you need to make your garden party.
More bargains from the John Coots Furniture Warehouse. 3-stage recliners, vinyl or fabric, just $1.99. The Lura sofa bed with a lovely selection of colours and inner spring mattress, just $6.99. The Clipper Modular, and your last chance at this fantastic price of just $4.99. The magnificent Mayfair, quality, style and value at a low $9.99. And the stunning New York, solid and very comfortable, just $11.99. Come see us at 258 Woodville Road, Marylands, where the bargains are on 7 days a week.
Bananas, bananas, bananas are good enough for me.
Champion rugby league footballer Benny Elias puts bananas to the test.
First grade football is played flat out for 80 minutes. When I need energy, I need a fuel that won't let me down. Bananas give me instant energy, and better still, no fat. That's why I can say bananas are good enough for me.
Bananas are good enough for me.
These are non-stick muffins. They bake without fuss, without sticking. The reason is pure and simple. With canola oil and lecithin, it's cholesterol-free.
Estral by Golden Circle.
7:30 tonight, a surprising stress relief.
Oh, God.
You'll meet renowned environmentalist Bob Brown.
G'day.
Polish lowland sheepdogs.
Come on, guys.
Burke's Backyard.
What can we do to reinvigorate this tree?
With good fun gardening tips, especially for kids when you venture to Tasmania. Tonight on 9.
Deja vu. There are spooky things happening on the fields of footy fortune this weekend when Canberra, or Canberra as people insist on saying, and Penrith, our mighty Panthers, meet to battle out their second grand final in succession. Now, I've done all I can, as you'll probably detect. Now it's in the lap of the gods, really. Paul Vorton, please welcome Paul Voodoo Vorton, ladies and gentlemen. Through the magic of television, the bedeviling Dermot Dermy Brereton. With their ill-informed predictions for the future. I say ill-informed because you're virtually never right, are you, Fatty?
Doug, you're kidding.
I mean, it's virtually a complete waste of time having you on this program, getting it wrong week after week. We do it on Triple M as well. It's madness.
I tipped my first loser last week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You regularly tell people to put their houses on things. That's what bothers me. You and Frank
A lot of
Vince,
homeless people out there,
a
Doug.
lot of homeless people. Paul Vorton, a lot of people wouldn't be aware, is personally responsible for the recession we had to have. Now, I mean, for years we've been blaming Keating, but it's actually Paul Vorton. Before we explore the fortunes of Penrith, Canberra, and of course the VFL, I think I'd like to just comment on one of the major differences that's always been touted between VFL and Rugby League, and that is the look of the players. Now, have a look at Dermy. Hello, Dermy.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, you big spunk. I'm glad you missed the plane, mate, because I don't know that I'd have been able to control myself having you sitting
I'm
here
only
next.
50% man on the
domestic flights, so I never catch them on time.
Did you get out? Did you really have a go? Did you get out to the airport?
I had a go at it. Yeah, I had a go. I just didn't get there. I got there at 10, and they said it had already gone. So
you missed the plane. I mean, hopefully in the grand final you won't miss the boat, eh, sweetheart? But he's a spunk, isn't he, ladies? Oh, yeah. He's better looking than Fatty.
So what about me, Dad?
Everybody's heaping it on Fatty. Give him a break, I reckon.
But that's the image, isn't it? I mean, that VFL players are tall, streaks of pump water with beautiful muscles.
The small men's shorts.
And the shorts.
Blocker Roach looks pretty good to me.
That could start a rumour. Melbourne Truth will get onto that immediately. Blocker Roach and Dermy's secret love arrangement. Do you believe that? Do you go for that, Fatty? I mean, do you think rugby league players are, as a group, uglier than VFL players?
I can only go on what I see in the mirror every day, Doug. Yeah, they are.
But it's like, it's the neck development to protect you in scrums and that sort of thing, isn't it? I mean, you really have to develop a different...
Yeah, league players are a lot bigger, especially where it matters. And in the shoulders, Doug, up top. But see, they wear the cut-off sleeves and show the muscles, and that's why they look prettier, the boys down south.
Yeah, so it's not
where's the earring today, Dermy?
No, look, I'm not going to enter into anything with you guys.
Mate,
whichever way you want.
Which way do we do this? Ray normally does this. Do we start in Sydney or do we start with Melbourne?
With me, Dougie.
Go with Fatty.
We should start in Sydney because we've got the grand final and these guys are still moving to their grand final. You're still 10 days off. So who's going to win the grand final on Sunday, mate?
Penrith.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like the Panthers.
The Panthers. I think as a Manly supporter, as a Sydney boy, I lean towards Penrith because it'd be nice to have a Sydney team win the Sydney competition, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, they've never won the comp. It'll be a first for them. But I think that they've been the best side all year, haven't they? They won the minor premiership. They had the best defensive record, the best point-scoring record. They've had one game in a month, which I think will suit them because any injuries they had, they would have got over and they'll be coming into the game very fresh. Canberra, I mean, they talk about injuries all the time, and every week they're playing with injuries. Next thing we'll be reading about Mal Meninga's got piles or something. I mean, you know, something like that. But they're getting over groin. It didn't touch that one, did you?
He's worse than Dr. Wright. That's what you know, they'll have piles, he says. Like, you can develop the accent, I'll give you a bit of coaching. Mate, I don't know that I agree with you. I've got a strong vibe on Canberra, much as I'd love the Panthers to get up, and I don't know that this rested thing is as strong a vibe as you say either. Maybe it's the distance from match fitness and match awareness that'll burden them, not give them a health advantage.
I can only go on what Manly did back in '87, Doug, and we did exactly the same. One game in a month, and we handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
Canberra, I mean, they've been under pressure. They've handled so much pressure and handled it very well. I just think it might eventually. It's got to start to take its toll sometime.
Yeah.
And it could be on Sunday.
Great football side, though.
Yeah, here's a man, Greg Alexander, who I think could be the difference between the two sides. He's a fantastic player, kicks goals, runs, scores tries. When he's on fire, Penrith win the match.
Brandy Alexander.
As soon as he starts to hit top gear, they just win. Simple as that. And on the other hand, I think Canberra's best player, Bradley Clyde, is an outstanding player. He scores tries. Great tackle there last week, which saved a try and virtually turned the game for them. He runs, he passes, and he is their big trump card.
Of course, they'll have a problem with the crowd. I mean, the crowd's going to be fairly pro-Panther, given that it's the Sydney Football Stadium and Canberra's 400 kilometres away.
Yeah, I can't see that as a problem. I mean, once you get out there, it's all the ears are blocked off and you just get out and play.
Do you know the only thing I don't like about Canberra? That ghastly colour.
It's awful, isn't it?
Oh, it looks like some old wino's bile, doesn't it? I'm awfully sorry, there are people at home having lunch. Listen, Dermy, we haven't had a lot to say to you, son. Are you still interested? Are you paying attention?
I wanted to know from Fatty, how big's the crowd going to be?
They've got a capacity there of 40,000.
Oh, nice little outing, that one.
Yeah. Very good. OK, well, we'll come back with a little more contentious VFL versus rugby league claptrap after this break.
Clint Eastwood back in action.
This is your last chance.
His last chance came with a bunch of scrawny misfits.
Your ass is mine.
He taught them survival.
I'm gonna rip your head off.
His way.
Going to war, man.
And his last war was one nobody would forget.
crazy, man.
Clint Eastwood, unforgettable, unstoppable.
Say what?
In the first-rate action blockbuster Heartbreak Ridge, Sunday, 8:30 on 9.
When I first discovered Pampers, I thought I'd found the dryer snappy. But now, there's new compact Pampers. Sarah drinks so much these days, but Pampers keeps her dry even longer. It has the tallest leak guards and a more absorbent core to form this deep Pampers pocket. I trust Pampers because nothing holds more wetness in and stops leaks better. I recommend Pampers.
Pampers, all the dryness a mother can give.
Today, people travel between countries like they used to travel between cities, and one airline best understands their needs, Cathay Pacific. Every flight we make is international, with cabin attendants from 10 Asian lands serving one single purpose, helping the new world of international travelers arrive in better shape.
We apologise for taking the original Pure and Simple out of circulation. So now it's back, with all the things you like best about the original, plus 2 natural ingredients, canola oil and lecithin. For best results, spray evenly, but don't overspray. Fish won't stick. Eggs won't stick. In fact, nothing will stick. It's pure and simple. We guarantee it.
If you don't come out to Auto Alley now, you're crazier than ever because we've got Boyded Parramatta, Terry Shields Toyota, Thompson Ford, Parramatta Mitsubishi, plus Parramatta Nissan, Parramatta Hyundai, and Marshall Subaru. It's like an all-year motor show with dealers giving top trades and special discounts just to get your business. Plus, there's over 600 top-quality used cars. You'd have to be crazy not to come out to Auto Alley. So
come on out to Parramatta and walk down Auto Alley.
Golden Circle.
Oh no. O'Brien.
Just pick up the phone and we'll rush to your home. We'll get the job done fast because we're the experts.
That was quick.
And it's all guaranteed.
remember, over O'Brien for fast glass replacement.
See that? Stress is beginning to tell. But I use a deodorant. You need more. Jeremy, we've left you out of this, and that's a real tragedy for the ladies, as I say. You guys are definitely the spunks. The VFL players are the spunks.
Oh, Blocker Roach won't be unhappy.
Mate, this week decides who'll battle it out with Hawthorn in the grand final.
Correct.
I guess, as a Victorian, you'd like to see the West Coast Eagles drop out at this stage. Is that right?
Well, if you're a bit sentimental to Victorian football staying on top in the AFL, you would be, but I don't even really want to give a prediction, because if I do and the other team wins, the coach will say, oh, that Brereton bloke thinks that we were easy pushovers. He'll use it to their advantage. But I'm hoping they just really beat the living daylights out of each other.
To make it a bit easier for you guys. Speaking of beating the living daylights out of each other, you're carrying an injury, aren't you?
Oh, I have been carrying an injury or so, yeah, but...
I mean, you can't talk about it? Is it a groin injury?
Yeah, no, it's not a groin injury. It's a strained medial ligament.
Where's that?
That's on the inside of your knee.
Is it?
Yeah.
Show us. Oh, look, they'll have to widen the shot. There'll be panic down in Melbourne. Look, gee, there it is. Good.
How's that?
Oh, he bent it pretty freely there.
You only got one seat.
What's that?
Only got one seat?
No, it's a very similar one. If you notice, get a bit of footage of last week, you'll find that's a different shade. I've got a couple of shades in each.
It's got a hell of a sheen on it, son. It's time you got a new one, I think.
Leave me alone.
Mind you, I'm sure your father looked good in it. It's a
I'd like to introduce you to my father. He's about 17 stone.
I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather he didn't catch the plane too. A zoot suit with a repeat and a zip fly, and look at that tie. God. No wonder you can find yourself to cute little shorts. I mean, you've got no taste in clothing, son. But two things: either hang on to that tie until it, that style comes back into fashion, or send it to Ray, because he's got worse taste in tie.
Do you want my wavy hair to go with your wavy hair, waving you goodbye at a rapid rate of knots?
It's all right, Paddy. I've learned to live with my disability. He's not upsetting me. So, mate, who would you... Come on, be honest with me. Who would you rather play in the grand final?
Well, both teams, they're very different, but they've both got excellent strengths where they hold their strengths. West Coast Eagles have got a very good running side. We're not a bad running side, and Geelong has good forward power. Well, they've lost a little bit of it through injury and suspension.
Ablett, God's not playing for them, is he?
Gary Ablett is out. He's been suspended 2 weeks ago. Should they win this week and play us in 2 weeks' time, he'll be playing. But the bloke they have to watch out for is Barry Stoneham. He's about 6'4". He just took a mark on screen there.
Yeah.
And about 14.5, 15 stone. He played very well and almost won the game for Geelong against Hawthorn last week.
Yeah.
And he should do very well. And the other bloke Geelong have that's a good player is Gary Hocking. Gary Hocking's only a little bloke, a rover, but he plays like a ruckman in the fact that he will run in and bump and be tremendously hard at the opposition players, yet he's a very polished performer also, which you don't usually get them. You usually get the pretty players like to stand out and remain pretty and don't go into the hard stuff, but he does do
Bit like
both.
yourself, Dermy?
Yeah, I'm a good 220-metre runner, right around the edge.
Wins all his fights by 100 yards. Mate, West Coast Eagles, who are their strong players?
Well, they've got about half a dozen good midfield players who are good running players, and they look for Peter Sumich up the forward line a lot. Now, he is a focal point for them. He's been picked at centre-half forward this week for the first time this year. He is a left-footer, obviously, as you can see.
I beg your pardon?
A left-footer.
Oh, I see, yes. I thought that might have been just some unfortunate pejorative reference.
Don't say it. and they'll look for him. They are a bit weakened in the forward line this week. They lost Carl Langdon. He broke his wrist, or his arm last week in a unfortunate fall. There we have it there, his right arm coming up again, I think. And obviously that would have tickled a little bit.
No! Oh, let's see it again. I know how to work television. Bit of gore, bit of ugliness, it's great. Look at you. You're the most static man. Oh, there it is. We have seen it again. Good Lord, that's horrible. Oh, you can almost hear the bone cracking. Oh, mate, you're sitting there very static. Speaking of arms, did you take my tip earlier? Are you sitting on your hands?
No, I've got my hands folded.
Now,
Covering.
part of this vibe, I believe, is that Ray gets you, Dermy, and Fatty to give us a tip, a bit of a punter's nightmare.
Yeah, well, I lost all my money last week. I don't think I'm allowed to tip again.
Yeah, well...
But if there's one thing, I've never been a tipster of any sorts, but I've been in this game for 1 week now. If there's one thing I've learned, when you're down, borrow money and win it back.
Yeah.
Have a go at doing that.
Do you know, I've always had a tip for punters. If you want to go to the races, here's my tip. If you want to go to the races and come back with a small fortune, go there with a large fortune. Yeah, eh? See?
Yep.
Wisdom. I don't look wise. You don't think I know, but I know, you know? So, Fatty, what about you? You are a punter.
I had a win last week, actually.
Did you?
My horse, it got scratched. So I got the money
the
back.
biggest payout you've had all year.
This week, it's... I've just been watching the studio audience as Dermot's been speaking. There's a couple of women over here drooling. Man over here's drooling as well. You've got them all covered.
You got them all covered, he reckons.
You're going well.
There's definitely approval in Sydney for the Dermot Brereton style of presentation.
Where's San Francisco?
Sydney, the Southern
Sydney,
Hemisphere's
sorry.
equivalent. Let me
My
tell you.
horse is racing in Melbourne, race 1, number 2. It's called Marmur, M-A-A-M-U-R.
Probably meant to be in Sydney, though.
Who's the one that used to comb your hair and touch your head before you went to bed?
Marmur. That's the one. I'll have $20 on it straight out. Nick Clark's on at Moonee Valley, should win.
Yeah? And Dermy, are you going to chance your arm? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, that's probably a bit unfortunate given recent footage.
Yeah, oh, thank you. I've been given another tip by people who really know a lot. My last tip last week came in 10th, I think. So I'm going for a horse called Ride the Rapids.
Yeah.
That's in race 5, number 9. Yes.
Number 9.
Yes,
Number
yes.
9.
Ridden by
Number
Butch
9.
Cassidy. Yeah.
Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Were you into the Beatles at all, Dermy? You'd have been a bit young, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. You remember that, Fatty?
No,
Number
sorry.
9.
No.
Number 9. Number 9. It was never a hit.
It was scratched, though.
It's a pity. Could have gone to number 9. I'm gonna toss in a tip too. Yeah, I'm punting. I'm suggesting the Doomben, race 5, number 2, Hello Cuddles.
Oh, hello.
And I don't normally, it's just that Dermot's inspired me. Bye-bye, boys. Are we saying bye-bye? We are. We're waving Dermy. Goodbye, Dermy. Everybody
Bye-bye.
waving goodbye to
See you,
Dermy. Bye.
Hey, it's Saturday.
I'll just have 2 scoops.
This week,
big news.
Hall & Oates, Jenny Morris, Grace Knight and 2 in a Room, Saturday, 6:30 on 9.
When you bake a beautiful biscuit like Arnott's Monte Carlo, no wonder it stays such a special family favorite for so many years. With eggs, milk, honey, a touch of coconut. Arnott's bake a crisp, deliciously short biscuit, swirled with tangy apple and raspberry jam, whipped vanilla cream. Arnott's Monte Carlo. There's no other cream biscuit quite like it.
Here at Janome, we are not in the habit of making cheap, tacky television commercials. But this time we just couldn't resist. It's the amazing Janome 304D Overlocker. It cuts, it trims, it's got differential feed. And we guarantee you'll pay no more than $649. But that's not all. You get a free overlocking bag, a free accessory compartment, and a free fabric catcher. And steak knives? Well, you don't get any because we don't do those sort of commercials.
Janome, Australia's top-selling brand. Available now from participating Janome retailers.
Short skirts are back.
Are they?
You know, you used to look great in a mini.
Did I?
Light, crisp, Special K. Low in fat, high in protein, with no cholesterol.
Yeah, honey.
Bye, darling.
The well-balanced breakfast that keeps you in shape.
When did you get that?
I bought it yesterday. By the way, I think your cup's full.
Special K keeps you looking good.
There's only one way Mad Barry's could improve their stylish kitchens, by installing them free. And that's exactly what they're offering this month. Free installation. That's right. As well as presenting a great range of beautiful new kitchens at their famous prices, Mad Barry's will arrange free installation. It's all part of Mad Barry's total kitchen service. So buy a new kitchen this month and see what a great improvement
Mad Barry's makes for you. What a great improvement.
In 10 years from now, your new IKEA leather lounge will probably look even better. How will you look in 10 years from now?
At the Black Stump, we're famous for our steak.
Black Stump restaurants are famous for the sizzle in their steaks, the smile with their service, and the value in their prices. Right now, Black Stump's biggest rump steak is just $9.75 with lots of sizzle and service.
I think I'm going to seriously regret this next segment. As regular Midday Show viewers are aware, Friday is Band Day, and today, like every other Friday, Jeffrey Harvey, who's gone punk in my honour,
Is that nice?
yes, is going to play a tune
Come on.
for the
Yes,
unwashed, and sadly has invited me to join him.
No, not sadly. I think no. I think it's terrific. If you play it as well as you played it at the rehearsal, it'll be sensational, won't it?
Yeah.
Greasers.
Now, please, audience, be supportive. I'm doing this because Jeffrey has decided that national humiliation is to be my fate.
Indeed. Well,
what tune have you selected?
We've selected The Saints Come Marching In. What key would you like to play it in?
Oh, F, I think.
F's your key.
I can't say anything, you know.
Count the band in and let's do it. What are you going to play it on?
Oh, my instrument. As I said, I'm not doing any organ stuff today because that would lead to tedious jokes.
Right. Your instrument's in there, is it?
My instrument is in here. It's an ancient Latvian instrument, which I did introduce the audience to a little earlier. So if you'd commence, I'll pick it up and pick up the vibe. See if is that a musical? Can we say pick up the vibe?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Go
fine.
man.
So we'll pick up the vibe. It's in the key of F, and we're counting it in 1, 2, 3, 4.
legend will rise again on Channel 9. Shaka Zulu, the true story of a mighty warrior who united the scattered tribes of Africa, creating a force so powerful it sent shockwaves to the very heart of the British Empire. The superb cast features Edward Fox, Robert Powell and Henry Seeley as Shaka. The savagery, tenderness and beauty of Africa come together over 2 magnificent nights when Channel 9 presents Shaka Zulu, commencing 8:30 tonight.
Hello, Julie. Thanks for putting me onto Nappy-San. It's amazing. You know how dull that white blouse was? Well, you should see it now. It looks brilliant. I soaked Steve's shirt in Nappy-San too, and the yellow's gone. It's really white again. And I was going to throw it away. Oh, and the kids' sports gear, that was in a real mess. But Nappy-San got the stains out, no sweat. I couldn't believe it.
Nappy-San brings them back to white.
Fantastic.
More great bargains from the John Coots Furniture Warehouse. The apartment collection, 3-piece lounge suite in a choice of combinations and colours, just $7.99. The matching 7-piece dining setting in beige, grey, black or walnut, tremendous value at $4.99. And the display unit sets it all off perfectly. Same 4 colours, same super price, just $4.99. Matching accessories also available. Coffee table or TV video unit, a stunning $99. Come see us at 258 Woodville Road, Maryland, where the super sale is now on 7 days a week.
Now Glacier Pure Water is available at a sensible price everywhere. Glacier Pure Water Processors. Pure thinking, care of Willow.
There comes a time when you need someone who's there to lean upon.
Many people feel vulnerable following the death of a loved one. That's why they prefer a woman to help with funeral arrangements. And that is why White Lady Funerals was created. White Lady Funerals, run entirely by women who care.
There comes a time.
White Lady Funerals, run entirely by women who care.
Kath Williams, breeder of champion German short-haired pointers, talks about Pal casserole.
I feel really beaut about feeding the dogs Pal casserole because it's got big meaty chunks, completely coated with a lovely gravy, which is vitamin enriched. As soon as you put it down, they go for it and they've eaten it up in 2 minutes. You know, lick, lick, chomp, chomp, and it's all gone. It looks delicious and it smells delicious and it's a really hearty meal and the dogs love it.
Top breeders recommend Pal.
These days, you can't tell ethnic, racial, fat, female, disability or homosexual jokes. Just ask Hall & Oates. But in the last couple of months, everyone seems to be telling blonde jokes. You hear them at the office, over the radio. I make sure of that. At parties. And some of the most avid tellers of blonde jokes are blondes themselves. In case you haven't heard any, the theme runs along the lines of blondes being none too bright. Why are blondes like cowpats, for example? The older they get, the easier they are to pick up. Just stimulating the panel, you'll see them in a minute. What's the main advantage of being married to a blonde? Well, you can park in the handicapped zone. And if there's... Listen to all the brunettes clapping, look. OK, and here's another hypothetical for you. If there's Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, a Smurf, a dumb blonde and a smart blonde in a room with a bag of money, who leaves with the money? Well, the answer is the dumb blonde, of course, because all the others are mythical characters.
Oh, you're a naughty boy.
Well, they may not be Einsteins or brain surgeons, but are they having more fun than their darker sisters? I see their darker sisters, yeah! To argue the pejorative, would you please welcome Midday regular Gretel Colleen, actress and singer Megan Williams. Thank you. Paulette Mann. From What's Cooking. It's What's Cooking, isn't it?
It is What's Cooking, yes.
And me old mate, Debbie Newsom in the biblical sense.
Hello.
Now, is it a non-issue? Are we wasting our time, or is there definitely a difference between blondes and the amount of fun they have and what you girls get?
I
think we should start with Gretel, I think, because look...
I've done research into this.
Have you? And you brought it all along. You're going to be tedious, aren't you, Gret?
I thought I'm brown-haired, I'll be tedious, let's not have fun. What I thought was that I'd look into a bit of research on the subject because it's sensitive. Blondes are sensitive about this issue because they think people are calling them stupid.
Who said we're sensitive?
Well, what I decided to do was have a look into it, and they actually have a conference on this subject. Did you know that? Every year.
You've got your dictionary there.
I've got my dictionary here. I didn't want to bring that subject up at this point, but if you like...
What dictionary is it? The Oxford Dick? Or the...
So it's the Pocket Oxford Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your good wishes at this time. It's going to be like that, is it? I was going to take your side because I can identify it.
Well, almost, yes.
Well, yeah. Bit there. There's some blonde bits there, and some dark bits, and some silver bits, and some very pinky bits too. We can't talk about pink bits on the Midday Show.
I would just like to point out the fact that blonde is defined in the dictionary as light-headed. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, it means dumb.
Who decided light-headed means dumb? That's just an assumption, a massive assumption that you've left it.
May I continue with this theory?
No.
It was decided at the latest conference in Switzerland on which they discussed this topic that blondes are do not have more fun. They just think they do.
Because they're so stupid.
Dumb.
Yes. Interesting. I think it's time we had a brief reply.
There is a chemical reason for this, if I may just go into that briefly.
I don't know how much time we've got.
It's so boring.
It's to do with the fact that when your hair goes blonde, naturally or otherwise, there is a reaction within your brain which converts the brain matter into other bodily matter.
Where does it say this?
It makes your bosoms bigger, but your brain smaller.
God.
Blondes have big bosoms,
Yeah.
but no brains.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but
So
we're
where
so
does that
happy.
leave? Where does that leave?
Listen, I've been a brunette
What happened
myself.
with your bosoms?
Well, my bosoms stayed the same, but that's not the point. I sat at home and read books all day in, day out. I got a lot smarter, but I didn't have any fun at all.
Yeah.
When I was a brunette.
So you've been... I see, this is an interesting point. You guys have actually experimented. You know you've been other colours.
Well, I was very blonde for a long time.
Of course you were.
Very, very blonde.
Wow.
But I think I'm definitely having more fun now.
Are you?
Definitely. Yeah, well, I'm not spending 5 hours in the hairdresser every...
In the hairdresser?
Yeah, in the hairdresser. That was wrong, wasn't it?
See? Brunettes can be dumb too.
In the hairdressers, at the hairdressers,
Yes,
whatever.
I know what you mean.
You've got
And
a
the
lot of trouble
bleach isn't
today.
getting into your brain. I think that's the problem.
You're only having a lot more fun because you live with Ian Moss.
Oh, that's true. But I was blonde then, too.
He's a stud. Ooh. You know what they say about these rock and roll musos?
How do you know?
What?
How do you know he's a stud?
She told me before she came on. She was shaking.
He prefers brunettes, definitely.
How do you make a blonde's eyes sparkle, shine a torch in her ears? Now, that's charming. That's charming. What does a blonde say after sex? So, are you guys all in the same band? These are pretty offensive remarks, Tebos.
Oh, look, doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
No,
Gee.
not at all.
I wish that other minority groups... are they a minority group? Probably not. I wish other minority groups were as laissez-faire, because I promise you, it's very difficult to do jokes these days. I mean, everybody's stopping you from having a sense of humour.
They say the same thing about the Irish, don't they? And I've met an intelligent Irishman once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Only once? Was he blonde?
I'm interested in the point you made before, that you had a different hair colour.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know, given that you spend most of your lives blonde. Colette, you haven't had a word. Nobody has, really. Gretel's been going for it. When you had darker hair, did you have less fun?
Well, I would like firstly to point out, I don't want to be boring or tedious, but firstly I'd like to point out to Megan that sure, you spend a lot of time, well, you seem to spend a lot of time in the hairdresser, but what comes here is that I don't spend a lot of time in the hairdresser because I'm a natural blonde.
Are we going to prove that?
A rarity.
But also, I would like to say that at one stage I did spend some time as a redhead. It was for a show that I was doing, but people kept confusing me with Eileen Bond. And so I decided to give it away. And that was, you know, when he had the money as well, too. So, you know.
Oh, yes.
And so I came back to being a blonde, and I'm very happy to be a blonde.
You feel more comfortable with it?
Absolutely.
Not because you have more fun, because you're just a natural kind of girl.
Yeah, you guessed it.
Isn't she a natural kind of girl?
You're so gorgeous, Doug. Do you want to
is.
get married?
No. Look what happened last time.
Yes, exactly.
All my hair fell out.
Oh, is that
You're
your
blonde.
excuse?
I'm not blonde.
Yes, you are. You're
Yes, you
blonde and
are.
you're not dumb at all.
That's the nicest thing anybody's said to me all day.
Break.
But you're married to a brunette, though, aren't you?
Yes. I mean...
But we haven't discussed the fun element here.
Blondes have more fun.
Yes?
Just pursuing what you just had to say, Meeks, I'm naturally attracted to dark-haired women.
Oh, good.
Which is,
Why is
which
that?
is bad news for you two. We'll get some sexual harassment here in a minute. So, I mean, the premise that blondes have more fun because it's implied, I think.
Because you've only got brunettes to
because they're
contend with.
more sexually attractive. I mean, there's another joke to that effect. The mating call of a blonde. Gee, I'm drunk.
That's what we call a bottle blonde.
And the mating call of a brunette. Has that blonde bitch gone home? I mean, it's a total myth because there are certain people like me who are naturally drawn to dark-haired, sultry women. Now, I think that that's such a caring moment, and we've established contact, Megan and I, that we should have a couple of minutes to work this thing up in the privacy of our own studio while you get sold some stuff, and we'll come back and get even more contentious on the Midday Show.
Flash cleans greasy grime in half the time.
13, take 13.
Each day, we tend to plan for a nice, easy run. But things just happen, and as we bounce through life's little problems, we often get to the end of the day and realize that our vitamin intake isn't what it should be. That's when a glass of effervescent Barocca will help you go on and, dare I say, bounce back.
Barocca gives you back the beat bounce.
How to make a garden party. First, Super Lawn to liven up the lawn. Super Green to liven up the colour. Then Super Grow to liven up the plants. And make sure everyone has enough to drink. The new Super range from Garden King. It's just what you need to make your garden party.
Who has the best lineup of Little Tykes educational and play toys at prices to make even Dad smile?
Harvey Norman, you got it.
The Little Tyke range of creative new infant toys will give your children hours of fun, and there's no sharp edges to hurt them. We all want our children to have a good start in life. What better way to do this than with something from the Little Tyke range? Toys for fun, toys to stimulate, toys to teach. Lay-by now for Christmas. Come in and see the Little Tykes range on display and sale right now.
Harvey Norman, you got
American Express cards welcome.
Come on out. Come on out.
Spring racing continues this Saturday at Canterbury. See Australia's top racehorses battle it out in the electrifying AWA Hill Stakes Day. For train travellers, there's the free West Bus shuttle service from Strathfield Station and receive a free race book and a super over-the-odds betting voucher from any bookmaker. Win an unbelievable Melbourne Cup Week cruise for two sailing on the majestic Lady Hawkesbury. The place to be this Saturday, Canterbury.
Come on out.
Tonight on National 9 News with Brian Henderson.
Yugoslav tanks roll in to crush the rebels in Croatia. Federal police uncover a major immigration racket, and the countdown to Sunday's grand final.
At 6:30 on A Current Affair with Jana Wendt.
The Queensland Quins, their parents say they've taken on Mission Impossible, and the toughest game of all comes in for a beating.
Sydney's leading hour of news and current affairs. Tonight from 6 o'clock on 9.
Welcome back. We're discussing the idea of blondes having more or less, depending on your point of view, fun. Our panel, Colette Mann, Debbie Newsom in the biblical sense, Gretel Colleen and Megan Williams. Now, It got a bit bitchy there, guys. I thought we might just have to sort of get the whole thing into interest mode by beating it up.
Right.
Because I was handed this topic. It's not something I would discuss at the pub. But...
What would you discuss at the pub?
But I noticed there was a bit of bitch. Would I discuss babies? I wouldn't. But you want to discuss babies because Debbie has a 9-week-old baby. A big round of applause for Deb, the mum.
Is it dark
Blondes.
or fair?
Is it dark or
He's
fair?
blonde, he's fair. They're both fair, Mike.
See, they're not all lightweights, blondes. They're capable of such earnest responsibilities as motherhood. In fact,
That's right.
she told us during the break that the nursing mother problem is...
She's leaking. Well, it's all right.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's fine. I've got
Got
the
your pads?
pads in there. Yeah.
Your pad or mine? And the dark coat. Look, that's a bad choice, isn't it? We'll have to keep a camera trained on that coat and see if
It's thick. It's very thick, all of this.
Have you ever had the experience? I know, I've been being a father of twins where you go into the bath and they squirt.
I have had that the first time.
I shouldn't have said that, should I? I shouldn't have said
Do
that.
the twins squirt?
Well, they do that with monotonous regularity, unfortunately. It's costing me a fortune in ecologically unsound nappies. Now, I thought what we might do, given that we have this technological advantage, is show the girls with different hair colours. We've obtained photos of them, and we're going to give you a look at the ladies. I want you to see, I want the audience to see, and I want them to judge whether they look better with different coloured hair. So we should start with Colette. We've got some vision of Colette, who's blonde as you see her.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yes. And now with the dark hair. No, you see, there was a big wasn't there?
Yes, but it was obviously, you know, it wasn't given a subtle touch. Look at that black hair. I mean, that's
black.
disgusting.
That
I
is
mean,
so black.
You know,
It looks like you should be on the set of Acropolis now, doesn't it?
yes, it does, really.
I mean,
No,
it's a
no,
pity they couldn't put in a moustache to go with the rest. So we do the other girls? We should. I'd love to see Debbie with dark hair, I would. So Debbo's, as you see her, blonde, charming, vivacious, dark hair. Well, it's just that you see, she shouldn't have worn the yellow earrings with that colour. I mean, one has to be so careful with one's choice of accessories, doesn't one?
Oh, it does.
It does.
Sets us apart from the animals, you know. Our ability to accessorise.
On the Midday Show. OK, now don't you laugh.
Oh, no.
Because you're going to get your turn right after Gretel. We're going to have a look at Gretel and what the boys upstairs have done.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Very right.
I want to see it again. I want to see it again. Look at that.
That's not blonde, that's grey. Get that effect off. It haunts me, that noise.
Obviously, the Techo boys think you're a bit of a barker. OK.
All right.
You've been waiting, Meegs.
Oh, I have.
Here's Megan looking fabulous.
Oh, dear.
That's from the folio, and it's a bit movie star.
It is.
But then again,
Mary Marilyn.
but then again, you're a bit movie star too, aren't you, my darling?
She's a star.
Yeah.
New single, Ian Moss.
Ah! Listen,
Plug.
I would not be too enthusiastic about that man of yours. I saw him with another woman the other night.
Oh, a
Sophie
blonde?
Lee. He was with Sophie on the cartoon show. Did you see that? What a cumbersome relationship that was. Imagine having to have a profound chat with somebody who says, "Here's Daffy Duck." Or maybe that's what she was offering him. I don't know. Or Bugs. I don't know. You know, she did ask him what his favourite was. What is his favourite? Look, do they know each other? Is their relationship profound? What is Mossy's favourite cartoon character?
Bugs Bunny.
He said Daffy Duck to Sophie.
Did he?
You
Oh,
don't
well.
know him well enough. Maybe blondes aren't tough. Maybe it's brunettes. I don't know. I would like to see what the audience thinks. We've had quite a bit of bitching. Can we get a camera on the audience? Have we got a preponderance of... Oh, take the camera away. Don't put it on me. I didn't even trim my nasal hair. With a string of pearls. She obviously doesn't know how important accessorising is.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me, can we have a shot of a blonde? Look at that. See, very attractive. Yes, young girls. Obviously, Triple M audience come in to see me make a fool of myself. And let's pick out a archetypal brunette in there as well and see what the vibe is. Very nice. It had to be you. Sweet love of... Oh, yes, choice of... Yes. Yes. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe it is blonde that I go for. We've achieved nothing. These discussions never really work out an answer because everybody has a personal vibe, and you aren't going to change your hair because of anything said here today, are you, my love?
No, no. I just think that the one thing blondes get more of is sex. But any woman who's had that more than once, and there are a few of us, it isn't that good, is it? And blonde women, because they are so... Well,
easy. That's another myth, isn't it?
Easy.
We say blonde women. Is that true, Deb?
What,
blonde women easy? I shouldn't be asking you this, should I?
Blonde women? No, they just love having fun. They're not easy.
Not well evaded.
No.
What about the blokes? What about blonde men?
Yeah, we're being a bit sexist. What about blokes? What about blokes? Are blonde men dumb?
Well, why don't we have a look at you with blonde hair? Can we possibly do that in this techno situation?
I wasn't told about this.
Let's have a look.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Thank you very much, ladies, for dumping me in it right at the end. Would you please thank...
What do the redheads have to say about all this?
Eh?
What do the redheads have to say about it?
It's been such a jumble of confusion. I don't want to add another element to the discussion for you, Debbo.
Okay.
Now, we are going to say goodbye because we're running out of time and we have network commitments. Gretel Colleen, Megan Williams, Colette Mann, Debbie Newsom, thank you very much. You're all beautiful. And I want you all, never mind your haircut.
Can I say one little thing? Who is the stupid one? I've been flown up from Melbourne for this.
Thank you very much, girls.
Do you know your name?
Die Hard star Bonnie Bedelia in a chilling television exclusive.
The patient is a dangerous woman.
For the first time, The Stranger, 8:30 Monday on 9.
Clark Rubber is first with fresh outdoor ideas for spring. Like this 5-piece courtyard setting with bonus drink set, $129. The famous Hartman Regency Club setting with 5-year warranty only, $319. The ever-popular Kensington Park bench, $89. And a traditional 3-piece Stratford patio setting, $149. Or relax in style on this 5-piece Bordeaux setting, $399. Plus Clark offers 6 months interest-free terms on purchases over $300. Clark Rubber, your indoor-outdoor store.
Be there when the Tooheys 1000 rocks Mount Panorama Bathurst on Sunday, October 6. The Tooheys 1000 is Australia's great race, so book your tickets now through Ticketek. The choice is yours, from Super Value General Admission, Super View Grandstand seats, and the Super Luxury Panorama Club. Call Ticketek now. The Tooheys 1000.
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
Now something to knock your hat off. The Weller Balsam London Escapade. Win great prizes. 2 trips for 2 people to London with an Elizabeth Arden makeover and accommodation. Look for entry forms.
John West sardines are tender wee Scottish sardines. Aye, it's the whales John West reject that make John West sardines the canniest value.
We really must knock that naughty clock that says it's time to go. It's gone so fast, our time has passed. We must end our show with apologies to the Magic Circle Club. A quick reminder that you still have time to get those entries in. Oh, all contest television. Midday's Royal Dalton contest is what I'm talking about. A great prize of Royal Dalton. It's a dinner setting worth $3,000, I believe. All you have to do is put the name of the dinner setting on the back of an envelope, and it isn't Rumpelstiltskin. In fact, I'm told that the name of the Royal Dalton setting is Carlisle. Carlisle, not Rumpelstiltskin. but don't tell anyone I told you. Send those entries in to Name the Dinner Contest, Dinner Set Contest, P.O. Box 99, Willoughby, New South Wales 2068. And before I go, can I just have a look at Megan Williams? We just had Megs on. Wonderful lady. A very dear, close personal friend who I met once at a publicity thing. She's a spunk, a big spunk bag, and she's appearing in Great Expectations at the Seymour Centre, Sydney, starting Saturday the 28th of September. It runs till Christmas, and she's well worth having a look at. It's something I hope you'll say about me after performances on Monday and Friday. It's been an interesting experience, certainly a controversial one. Ray's back on Monday. We wish him all the best. I, of course, will be on the radio, FM 105, 104.9, manic but meaningful megahertz, mindless optimism, claptrap généralement, and some stimulating stereo. If you're in Sydney, we'd like your company there as well. Thank you very much for coming in, for being so enthusiastic, and I'll leave you now to be awarded the role again. We'll wait and see what the letters say as they come back. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again.
We choose to fly Singapore Airlines, and our guests prefer to stay at the Hotel Nico Sydney. This has been a National 9 Network production. Ken Sparks speaking.
This program, proudly sponsored by Ingham Chicken. Love 'em.
Millionaire Mike Gore.
You're a flash, loud-mouthed creature.
Paying the ultimate price.
Why don't you pay your